Welcome to this Zentangle Quickie. My name is Heather Hartwick Gladden. I'm a certified Zentangle teacher, and today we're going to take a look at the Tangle Exis from Jennifer Hohensteiner. So this is a neat grid pattern, and I'm going to start off by doing the outer box of my grid. This is really a fun one. Oh, and it just occurred to me another way to play with this. And I'll have to do it later. Maybe. Just kidding. No, I want this to be a quickie video, not a longie. So, all right. So, once you have your grid in place, however you want it, we're just going to put in curve lines. Now, on Jennifer's step out, she calls them low-slung X and a high-slung X. And we're doing them with curve lines. And so let me show you. It doesn't, honestly, it doesn't matter which way you start. I'm going to start with the low slung. And so what I'm going to do, and I'm going to try to do this without turning my tile. All right, so it's a curve line. And you know what it is that if you curve, we're going to curve the line towards the bottom. We'll call it that. Or towards the bottom corners, right? And because I put a little curve there, I have to decide where is that corner. So you see, so I've curved it towards the bottom left. Then we're going to curve it again. I really need to turn it. All right, I'll try not to. I'm curving it towards the bottom right, if that makes sense. And that's my light is adjusting itself. Sorry about that. I don't know why all of it. Well, maybe it's done it before and I'm just not looking at the camera. Okay, now, because it's a good idea to use the natural curve of your hand when you have your the heel of your hand planted, I'd like to do this and then turn it so that way you kind of get a nice, as consistent as possible curve. And so that's what I'm going to do. Now, here's the thought, and this, it depends on you, but I want to throw the thought at you. Is you could, because we're doing this like a checkerboard, so every other one is going to be the same stroke. So I just did it all the one way. Then I always have to think for a minute. Nope, not that way. Yes, because we're going that way. And just remembering the curve is going towards the bottom left. But you could do all of the one stroke and then turn your tile if you want to. Up to you. Up to you. It's however you work best. This one, I do this while I was playing with it, and you run the risk of I think we were calling it like eyeball confusion when there's like too many lines. There are some tangles that I have to do each box, do all the steps, move to the next box, do all the steps, because otherwise you just kind of get lost in it. This one, it could happen. All right, so we've done the the low slinging X's. Now we're going to do the high ones. Same idea, but this one we're going to curve the we're curving towards the upper. So the first one I'm going to curve towards the upper left hand, and then to the upper right. So I think you get the idea. Hopefully you do. And then if you go nice and slow, some meta patterns, neat meta patterns show up. And so here's my thought, and I might play with it later. Because it's a grid, and you could treat each individual box as a fragment, excuse me. And so we've gone down up, but what if you say, oh, I'm going to turn it, and I'm going to have the X be up towards the top. And so you could, I mean, we have it going two ways, but there's two more ways because where you'd have it on this side and then that side. So that can be even more fun. I do think I'm going to play with that later, um, just on my own. But so you see this neat pattern. This is the tangle. Now it's up to you to decide how you want to decorate it. On Jennifer's step out, she gives a number of really great ideas. I have one that I played with, um, but I like this idea, and I did this on my version of the step out because it's kind of fun to disguise that grid pattern. And so I'm just doing straight lines, and I'm actually starting from, well, and it doesn't matter, honestly, it doesn't matter which way you go. A lot of times I don't like to necessarily aura this way, but it's okay. And I say that because, as you see, my pen is covering the line that I'm auraing, but on these, you know, it's okay. We can break our own rules. I do have trouble with that, but we can. So just, and that's why I start on coming from that line, and I'm doing these a little bit lighter. I like doing that because it's more of a, well, it becomes a texture. And for whatever reason, when they're lighter, actually, I'm going to do them all that are on that side. Oh no, I'll just keep going instead of flipping. The biggest thing for me is to not go outside of the lines. I know there's one on the bottom that I need to get. But you can see how it disguises that grid line. And so that's really the two ways to do it, is to aura that line or just fill the whole thing in. And so all of these spaces, you get to decide what you want to do with them. And like I said, Jennifer has some really great ideas on her step out, just towards the bottom. Lots of neat ideas, and it's just up to you and your imagination. But I really want. I'm dying to try it, and I don't know. Maybe I'll do a 16 square, and each time, so low, turn. If because you could do it this way, so you could go do it the low way, right? Turn it, do it low, turn it, do it low, turn it, do it low. Because even this way, when we did this, we could have whichever way you liked better. Actually, I kind of like the high better. And then if you turn the tile, you're doing the same thing. So either way, I got all those lines in. Good. And then it's like, well, now, oh, look at the pattern that it created. Turning it that way. Oh, I didn't even do that on my other one. Oh, because watch. Well, no, I guess it is kind of this. Never mind. It's kind of the same. Little bit different, but there are some tangles that when you turn the tile, it looks completely different. So I'm going to fill in these diamonds here, or what looks like diamonds. Now, one of the ways you could decide how you want to decorate it, if you have trouble like me deciding, I usually at first it's like, well, where did I have something I didn't like, and then how can I, what's my best course to adjust it. This one wasn't too bad though, and I like to fill in because I like to have some contrast in these tangles. And this adds, just doing this little bit adds just enough. You could fill in the section that I put the lines in. And then know that when you fill something in solid, you do have the opportunity to course correct and fix anything. That's where I was going with that before. And you can adjust. You can only adjust it by making it a little bit bigger. If it's something that you want too big, then, well, I guess you just have to look and see which direction you might have to course correct, because it could be, oh, well, these lines didn't look right, so you could either fill in here or you could fill in here. just depends on what you want to do. But that is my favorite way of fixing something that went awry. All right, and there we go. Then you could add a little graphite just because it would be fun. Let's just do it on the tops. I like this look of when I do the straight lines. And I always will start with just one side because there was something, I can't remember what the tangle was. And it was like, ooh, that created a really neat look. It was a little part that it was a lot smaller than this. It was almost like doing one of these diamonds. But it just created, like I said, a neat look by shading the one side. Can do both sides. And that would just sink this section kind of below the others. Yeah, why not? Let's do it. Could have also shaded in those others. Could shade something in solid too. That way you have kind of white or like light, medium, and dark type of thing with just the pen and the pencil. And if you want more dramatic effect, you can go darker. And if you do it after the fact, I would just go darker on the edge, and then you don't need to touch it up too much with the tortillon, just enough to blend it. This is my opinion only. To blend it, blend what you added in. I've done that before. Because I just like to have a nice gradient. Oh, look at that. How neat is that? And then it depends on where you focus your eyeballs on what you see. You can see all of these X's, yeah, the name, and or you could see, the oval-ish parts. I don't, it is really, really neat. Like I said, and you can, turn it. Sometimes it'll look a little bit different. Actually, with the shading, I almost lose the X's a little bit there versus here. Neat, neat, neat. If you enjoyed this, I hope you did. Oh, wait, I didn't show you this, my playing around. I went through all of that to, I kind of got carried away, and I'm like, well, I'm just going to go with it. So yes, this is the same. Wait, let me put them in the same. Well, I'll put them both this direction. Same tangle. I just decided to do like a flux type shape. I thought about it afterwards. I could have just drawn straight lines and then had done rounding, but I didn't start it that way, so I just kept it with doing a really long, curve line, like I said, like a flux type shape. And then in the spaces that were left, I was just moved to do like an zeppel in them. And if you've not seen that tangle, you can search it's N. I think there's an apostrophe. N''ZEPPLE, I believe. And you can search because I do have that on here. It's a neat, neat tangle. Actually, I think that was one of the first. I think that's what kind of got me started doing these quickies, but that's another story. So anyway, so you can decorate it however you want, and you get different results. It's kind of neat. So again, if you enjoyed it, would love to have you click on like. If leave comments, feel free to share it. And if you like it enough to see more, would love to have you be a subscriber to the channel. In the description section, I mentioned you'll find links to step outs. I always do my own, and then my own version, and then a link to the originator of the tangle. Below that, if you really, really liked this and liked me, is more if you liked me, because if you didn't like me, you will definitely not like the online classes. But I do online classes almost twice weekly. We do have fun. So it's a different timbre, but I haven't shared this in a long time. I have my own philosophies on lots of things, and laughter is also great medicine, as they say. And so we incorporate having fun, not taking ourselves all too seriously, and tangling, and you get the best of all worlds. And we have we have a lot of fun. So come join us sometime. Again, almost twice weekly. The list is on the classes/sessions link in the menu on my website. Tuesdays and Thursdays. Thursdays are the free days. I have one Tuesday a month that is free, and then the others I have a fee for, or it's an exclusive. I have one that's an exclusive for my club members. Information on that is also on my website. So, but come check us out for free. See if you like it enough to do more, and we hope you will. So with that, and also Facebook group. If you happen to be on Facebook, we have a nice private group, so you can show your work, you know, see what other people are doing. It's really it's such wonderful camaraderie that has developed over the last couple of years with this group. So it's absolutely fantastic. So would love to have you. All right, now with that, thanks so much for watching, and I wish you happy tangling.